The first thing I noticed wasn't the mansion. It was the silence. Not peaceful silence. Not expensive silence. The kind that felt wrong. Like this house had forgotten how to breathe. I stood at the massive iron gate gripping my bag so tightly my fingers hurt. The Hale mansion looked like something from a magazine. Glass walls, marble stairs, perfect gardens. Beautiful. Cold. A maid opened the door and gave me a quick nervous smile. "You're the new nanny?" I nodded. She hesitated, then lowered her voice. "You're the sixth." I blinked. "Sixth." She looked behind her before speaking again. "5 left." "Why?" She swallowed. "Because the twins don't eat." That sounded strange. Kids refusing food wasn't unusual, but the way she said it made my stomach tighten. Not stubborn. Not picky. Something else. She led me inside. Every step echoed. No music. No laughter. No life. Just expensive emptiness. Then I saw him. Adrian Hale. The billionaire CEO everyone talked about. I had seen his photos online. Business magazines, interviews, headlines. But photos lied. The man standing in front of me looked nothing like the polished CEO the world admired. He looked tired. Dangerously tired. His suit was perfect. His face wasn't. Dark circles. Unreadable expression. A jaw clenched so hard it looked painful. He didn't offer his hand. Didn't smile. Just studied me. "You read the file?" His voice was deep. Controlled. I nodded. "Yes." "Then you know the situation." "I know they stopped eating." His eyes narrowed slightly. "Then you know why people quit." I held his gaze. "No." A beat passed. Then he said flatly, "They fail." No emotion. Just fact. I should have been intimidated. Strangely, I wasn't. I had grown up with worse than cold rich men. I adjusted my bag. "I'm not them." His expression didn't change. "That's what the others said." Before I could respond, small footsteps sounded upstairs. I looked up. 2 little girls stood near the railing. Identical. Tiny. Beautiful. And heartbreakingly thin. Lily and Lucy. 7 years old. Twin daughters of Adrian Hale. They should have looked playful. Instead they looked guarded. Like soldiers. Their eyes landed on me. No curiosity. No excitement. Just quiet caution. I gave them a small wave. Neither moved. Adrian looked up. "Girls?" Nothing. Then one disappeared. The other followed. Gone. I looked back at him. "They don't like strangers." His voice had softened. Just slightly. That surprised me. There it was. The crack. The father beneath the CEO. Interesting. A woman entered the room in elegant white. Perfect hair. Perfect smile. Perfect posture. Too perfect. She extended her hand. "I'm Sophia. Adrian's sister-in-law." I shook it. Her grip was stronger than expected. Sharp eyes. Evaluating. Calculating. She smiled warmly. But something about it felt rehearsed. "I handle most household matters." She tilted her head. "I hope you're good with difficult children." The sentence sounded polite. The tone didn't. I smiled back. "I'm good with scared children." Her smile froze. Only for half a second. Then returned. "Interesting. Very interesting." She released my hand. "Dinner is in 30 minutes. That's when we try again." Try. Not feed. Try. That word stayed with me. 30 minutes later, I stood outside the twins' room holding a tray. Soup. Bread. Fruit. Expensive food. Untouched. Again. The maid whispered, "They haven't eaten since yesterday morning." My chest tightened. That was bad. Really bad. I knocked gently. No response. I entered anyway. The room was beautiful. Books. Toys. Stuffed animals. A pink castle. Everything a child could want. Yet the atmosphere felt tense. Lily sat near the window. Lucy hugged a stuffed rabbit. Neither looked at the food. Neither looked at me. I placed the tray down. Slowly. No sudden movements. No forced cheerfulness. No fake, "Hi girls. Let's be friends." Kids saw through fake instantly. I sat on the floor. Not beside them. Not too close. Just there. Silence. 1 minute. 2. 3. Still nothing. Good. I could wait. Finally Lucy glanced at me. Then away. Progress. I spoke softly. "I'm Emma." Nothing. "I make terrible pancakes." A tiny blink. "I burned toast last week." Silence. "I once cried because instant noodles defeated me." Lucy's lips twitched. Almost. Almost. I hid my smile. Lily finally spoke. "You talk too much." I nearly laughed. There she was. I was worried silence might kill me. Lucy whispered, "It doesn't kill." I looked at her. "What does it do?" She squeezed her rabbit. "It makes things scary." That sentence hit harder than expected. Children didn't say things like that unless silence had taught them. I looked at the untouched tray. "You don't want dinner?" No answer. I picked up the spoon. Neither moved. But then, everything changed. Lily's shoulders tensed. Lucy froze. Their breathing shifted. Tiny. Fast. Fear. Not dislike. Fear. I stopped moving. Immediately. There it was. The real problem. Not food. The spoon. No. Not the spoon. Expectation. Feeding. Something about being fed terrified them. I slowly put the spoon down. Both girls relaxed. My pulse quickened. Oh no. Someone had done something. Something involving food. I kept my voice calm. "No one's making you eat." Lucy stared at me. Suspicious. As if waiting for the trick. There wasn't one. I pushed the tray farther away. A clear signal. Safe. Then I asked quietly, "Who made food scary?" Stillness. Absolute stillness. Lily looked at Lucy. Lucy looked down. No answer. But the room changed. The air thickened. I waited. No pressure. Then footsteps approached. Heels. Sophia. The moment the sound reached the hallway, both girls panicked. Not subtle panic. Real panic. Lucy grabbed Lily's arm. Lily went pale. My blood ran cold. Fear doesn't lie. The door opened. Sophia smiled. "How are we doing?" "Too bright. Too smooth." The twins said nothing. Sophia looked at the tray. Untouched. Her smile tightened. "Oh, girls?" She walked toward them. Both children recoiled. I saw it. I absolutely saw it. And so did she. She noticed me noticing. Her eyes met mine. Still smiling. But cold. Very cold. "I'll feed them." Lily shook. "No." Sophia's smile stayed in place. "No." Lucy whispered. "No." Sophia stepped closer. My instinct screamed. "Oh, no." I stood. They're overwhelmed. Sophia's gaze sharpened. I didn't ask. Adrian's voice came from behind us. "That's enough." We all turned. He stood at the door. Watching. Observing. Sophia immediately softened. "They need to eat, Adrian." His gaze moved to the girls. Then to me. Then the tray. Then back to me. "Did they say anything?" I answered carefully. "Yes." "What?" I looked at the twins. Then at him. "They're scared." Sophia gave a tiny laugh. "They're grieving." I didn't look at her. No. I kept my eyes on Adrian. "This is fear." Silence. Adrian stared at me. Expression unreadable. Sophia folded her arms. "Based on 1 hour?" I ignored her. Adrian finally asked, "Of what?" I opened my mouth, then stopped, because something small tugged my sleeve. Lucy. Her hand trembled. She didn't look at me. She looked at the floor. Then she whispered. So softly I almost missed it. But I heard every word. Every single word. And my entire body went cold. "Please?" Her grip tightened. "Don't let Aunt Sophia feed us." Silence. No one moved. No one breathed. I slowly lifted my eyes. Sophia wasn't smiling anymore. And for the first time, Adrian looked afraid. For the first time he looked afraid of losing them. Not angry. Not cold. Afraid. Adrian didn't say anything after Lucy's whisper. Neither did Sophia. The silence stretched so long it became unbearable. Then Sophia laughed. Softly. Too softly. "Oh, sweetheart." She crouched near Lucy. "You know better than to say strange things." Lucy flinched. That tiny movement said more than words ever could. I saw it. Adrian saw it too. His jaw tightened. Sophia. Just her name. Nothing else. But something shifted in the room. Sophia slowly stood. Still smiling. But her eyes were sharp now. Children say things when they're upset. I crossed my arms. Children don't shake like that for no reason. Her gaze snapped to me. Adrian stepped between us. Not dramatically. Just enough. Interesting. Very interesting. "I'll handle this," he said. To both of us. His voice had returned to CEO mode. Controlled. Measured. Unreadable. I hated that. Because 5 seconds ago, I had seen the real emotion underneath. Now the wall was back. Sophia adjusted her sleeve. "Dinner is getting cold." Adrian didn't look at her. "Leave." She blinked. "Excuse me?" I said leave. That surprised all of us, including Sophia. For 1 second her mask slipped. Not fear. Annoyance. Then she recovered. Of course. She walked past me. Close enough for perfume to hit. Close enough to whisper. Be careful what stories you believe. Then she left. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Adrian shut the door. Now it was just me, him, and the twins. He turned toward them. His voice softened. Girls? Lily looked down. Lucy hugged her rabbit. Did Aunt Sophia hurt you? No answer. My chest tightened. Come on. Please. Say something. Anything. Lucy opened her mouth, then shut it. Lily grabbed her hand. Protective. Terrified. Adrian noticed. I noticed him noticing. That mattered. He crouched to their height. Look at me. Nothing. Then quietly. Did someone tell you not to talk? Lucy's breathing quickened. No words. But that was an answer. Adrian closed his eyes. Just for a second. When he opened them again, something dark sat behind them. Not rage. Worse. Doubt. The dangerous kind. He stood. I need a moment. Then he walked out. Just like that. No explanation. Gone. I stared at the closed door. Seriously? That's it? I almost followed him. But a tiny voice stopped me. Will you stay? Lucy. I looked down. Her fingers trembled. I sat immediately. Yes. She stared at me. You promise? I promise. Lily narrowed her eyes. Adults lie. That one landed. Art. I didn't rush to defend adults. Couldn't. Instead I said, yeah. Both girls blinked. I continued. Some adults do lie. Lily frowned. You admitted that. Because it's true. She studied me. Testing. Measuring. Then, unexpectedly, she sat closer. Only a few inches. But it felt huge. Trust wasn't built with speeches. It came in inches. The next morning I changed strategy. No silver trays. No formal dining room. No pressure. I went to the kitchen. The chef nearly fainted when I asked for pancake batter. You cook? He sounded horrified. I smiled. Barely. 30 minutes later, I carried a plate upstairs. 3 pancakes. Terrible circles. One had a crooked smile. One had blueberry eyes. One looked slightly cursed. Perfect. Lily stared. Lucy blinked. What is that? Lily asked. I sat cross-legged. Breakfast. That's not breakfast. It has emotional value. Lucy whispered. It looks funny. I gasped dramatically. It's art. Silence. Then, Lucy giggled. A tiny sound. But real. The room changed instantly. Warmth. Life. Lily fought it. Then failed. She smiled. Victory. I pushed the plate closer. No spoon. No feeding. Just choice. You can ignore them. Lucy reached first. Small bite. Pause. Wait. Then. Another bite. I froze. Lily looked at her sister. Then at me. Then took a bite too. My throat tightened. Not painfully. More like relief crashing into me. They were eating. Actually eating. No panic. No shaking. Just eating. I wanted to cry. Instead I grinned. Told you. Emotional pancakes. Lucy nodded seriously. They're ugly. I laughed. That's rude. She smiled. And just like that, the first wall cracked. 3 days changed everything. Smiley pancakes. Bedtime stories. Coloring books. Silly songs my mother used to sing while braiding my hair. The girls began waiting for me. Eating with me. Sleeping earlier. Laughing more. Not healed. But changing. Every time Sophia entered, though, everything reversed. Stillness. Tension. Shoulders tight. Eyes down. It happened every single time. Too consistent to ignore. Then there was Adrian. He began appearing more. Not hovering. Watching. Studying. Like he was trying to solve something. One evening after dinner, he stopped me in the hallway. They ate all of it. His voice was quiet. I nodded. Yes. How? I almost smiled. Pancakes. His brow furrowed. That's not an answer. It is. No, it. He stopped. Exhaled. Tired. Then rubbed his face. For the first time, he looked less like a billionaire and more like a father running on fumes. I softened. They don't trust control. He looked at me. I continued. They trust safety. Silence. Then, unexpectedly, he spoke. When their mother died. His voice stalled. Like the words physically resisted him. I waited. She collapsed during breakfast. My breath caught. She was feeding them. His jaw tightened. They watched her die. Everything clicked. Boom. Food. Feeding. Fear. Not random. Trauma. No wonder. No wonder. Adrian stared at the floor. I kept forcing routines. He gave a humorless laugh. Schedules. Doctors. Specialists. His voice dropped. I'm good at fixing problems. He looked at me. Raw now. But this. He swallowed. I can't fix this. There it was. The real Adrian. Not arrogant. Not toxic. A man desperate to save his daughters. A man failing. A man terrified of failing again. That hurt more than coldness. I said softly. They don't need fixing. He frowned. They need what? I answered without thinking. They need someone to stop treating survival like performance. Silence. His gaze locked onto mine. Too intense. Too direct. I suddenly became aware of how close he stood. Too close. My pulse skipped. Then his phone rang. The moment shattered. He stepped back. Wall restored. CEO mode returned. Just like that. He looked at the screen. Expression hardened. Sophia. He answered. Yes. Pause. His face changed. What? Another pause. Then. No. Don't touch anything. I'm coming. Call ended. What happened? I asked. He hesitated. Too long. Then. Nothing. What? Instantly. I knew it. He knew I knew it. But he still chose it. Interesting. Very interesting. He turned. Walked away. I stared after him. Why lie? What was he hiding? That night, sleep refused to come. Something felt wrong. Really wrong. At 1:12 a.m., I gave up and went downstairs for water. Halfway to the kitchen, I heard a voice. Sophia. Phone call. I froze behind the wall. Her voice sounded different. No sweetness. No elegance. Just eyes. They're eating again. Silence. Then. No, that Nanny is the problem. My fingers tightened around the glass. Nanny? Me. The voice on the phone said something I couldn't hear. Sophia's tone sharpened. I don't care. Pause. No. Longer pause. Then the sentence that turned my blood cold. The girls are becoming a problem. Silence. My pulse pounded. Problem? What? Then she said it. Oh. Deadly. Final. If they talk, everything collapses. The glass slipped from my hand. And shattered. I smiled when she lied to me. That scared her more than anger ever could. And that's when I made my first mistake. The shattered glass from last night had been cleaned before sunrise. No evidence. No witnesses. Nothing. When I came downstairs, Sophia was already seated at the breakfast table wearing cream silk and a perfect smile, as if she hadn't whispered something terrifying over the phone hours ago. She looked up. Warm. Graceful. Dangerous. Good morning, Emma. I returned the smile. Morning. She tilted her head. You look tired. I poured coffee. I didn't sleep well. Why? I stirred slowly. No reason. What? She knew it. I knew she knew it. And somehow we were both pretending. That was the terrifying part. Adrian entered. Dark suit. Phone in hand. Already working. But something about him felt off. More distracted. More guarded. He looked between us. Briefly. Like he sensed something had shifted. Girls awake. I nodded. Yes. He checked his phone again. Message after message. Unread. Ignored. His thumb hovered over one contact. Sophia. He didn't open it. Interesting. Very interesting. So even he didn't fully trust her anymore. Good. That gave me hope. I needed to tell him. No. Right now. Tell him what I heard. Tell him everything. But my feet stayed still. Because one question wouldn't leave me alone. What if he didn't believe me? I barely knew him. Sophia had been in his life for years. Family. Trusted. Established. I was just the nanny. One accusation without proof could destroy everything. No. I needed evidence first. Real evidence. That was my first mistake. Because waiting feels smart. Until waiting costs you. The twins were different that week. Lighter. Softer. Alive. Lily became sarcastic. I love that. Lucy became clingy. I love that too. One afternoon while coloring, Lily suddenly asked, "Why did you come here?" I looked up. For work. She frowned. No. Pause. That's not what I asked. I blinked. Smart kid. Too smart. Lucy whispered, "Why did you stay?" That question hit differently. Because they weren't asking about employment. They were asking why I stayed after seeing their fear. Why I didn't run like the others. I swallowed, then answered honestly. Because leaving scared kids feels wrong. Lily stared. You don't scare easy. I laughed. Not loudly. Just enough. You'd be surprised. Truth. I scared easier than most people knew. Especially around powerful men. Especially rich men. I learned that young. My father taught me. He used to tell my mother, just trust me. One more deal. One more deal. One more risk. One more opportunity. Then came the money. Then came the women. Then came the leaving. He didn't scream. Didn't hit. Didn't apologize either. He just chose wealth. And walked away. Simple. Clean. Cruel. I learned something from him. Men with power rarely chose love when money stood on the other side. Which meant one dangerous truth. No matter how human Adrian seemed, I couldn't trust him. Not fully. Not yet. Maybe never. That thought should have comforted me. It didn't. Because Adrian had started changing too. Not in words. In glances. In pauses. In the way he lingered. One evening I was helping Lucy with her homework when I felt it. That feeling. Being watched. I looked up. Adrian stood at the doorway. Silent. Just watching. Lucy noticed. Daddy. He smiled faintly. A real smile. Rare. Beautiful. Dangerous. How's math? Lucy groaned. Emma says numbers are fun. Adrian looked at me. Do you enjoy lying to children? I almost smiled. There are different kinds of fun. His mouth twitched. Not quite a laugh. Close. Too close. Then Lucy did something traitorous. She climbed off her chair and ran to him. Look. She handed him a drawing. Stick figures. One tall. Two small. One with wild hair. Me. Adrian studied it. Then asked quietly. This is us. Lucy nodded. Then pointed at me. That's Emma. Pointed at herself and Lily. That's us. Then pointed at Adrian. That's Daddy. Pause. Then she said it. The thing that changed the air. You're smiling. Adrian froze. I froze. Lucy added innocently. You never smile. Silence. No one rescued him. No one could. Because children always told truth without strategy. Adrian stared at the drawing. Then at me. Something unreadable moved across his face. Not attraction. Not exactly. Recognition. Like he finally understood what had changed in this house. It wasn't just the twins. It was everything. The silence wasn't suffocating anymore. And somehow, I had become part of that change. That scared me. Because attachment is dangerous. Especially here. Especially with him. He handed the drawing back. Good work. Then turned to leave. Stopped. Without facing me he said, they sleep better. I blinked. What? The girls? Still not looking at me. They sleep through the night now. A beat. Then quieter. Thank you. And he left. Just like that. No dramatic stare. No emotional confession. Just 2 words. Thank you. Why did that hit harder than compliments? Annoying. Very annoying. 3 days later the house felt almost normal. Almost. Then Sophia made her move. It happened in the kitchen. Late afternoon. I was pouring juice for Lily and Lucy. Alone. Or so I thought. A voice came behind me. You're getting comfortable. Sophia. I turned. She stood in the doorway. Elegant as always. But no smile this time. Interesting. The mask was slipping. I kept pouring. Should I not be? She walked closer. Slowly. Measured. Predatory. You've made progress. Thanks. With the girls. Yes. With Adrian too. My hand stopped. There it was. Not about the girls. Me. And him. I set the jug down. I don't know what you mean. She laughed softly. I think you do. She moved closer. Too close now. Perfume. Cold eyes. Sharp voice. You should understand something, Emma. I stayed silent. She leaned near my ear. And whispered. Curiosity destroys girls like you. My spine went rigid. Not fear. Recognition. Threat confirmed. No more pretending. I slowly turned to face her. Girls like me? Her smile returned. Cruel this time. Girls who forget their place. I stared. Didn't move. Didn't blink. Good. Let her talk. Predators reveal more when they think they're winning. I said quietly. My place. She looked at the tray. Then back at me. Yes. Her finger tapped the glass of juice. You serve. You obey. You leave when told. And you stop asking questions. My chest tightened. Not with panic. With anger. Clean anger. Useful anger. I lowered my voice. What happens if I don't? Silence. Then, she smiled. And did something so calm. So horrifying. My brain stalled. She reached into her sleeve. Pulled out a tiny packet. White powder. Opened it. And while holding my gaze, she poured it into Lily's juice. My blood turned to ice. No rush. No panic. Just deliberate movement. Like she wanted me to see. Like this was a message. She stirred the juice. Still looking at me. Still smiling. I couldn't breathe. What did you just? She interrupted. Softly. You wanted proof. My pulse slammed. No. No way. She knew. She knew I suspected. She knew everything. I lunged toward the glass. And she whispered the sentence that shattered my composure. Go ahead. I froze. Her smile widened. Tell Adrian. My breathing turned shallow. She stepped closer. Let's see who he believes. Footsteps approached from the hallway. The twins. Coming. No time. Sophia picked up the poison glass. And placed it on Lily's tray. Then called sweetly. Girls, snack time. Lily ran in. Lucy behind her. My entire body screamed. Mo. Stop them. No. Lily reached for the juice. And Sophia looked straight into my eyes. Smiling. Waiting. Testing. Daring me. Then Adrian's voice came from behind us. What's going on? Everything stopped. I moved before I could think. The glass flew out of Lily's hand. And everything exploded. It hit the marble floor. Shattered. Orange juice splashed across white tiles like spilled blood. For half a second. Nobody moved. Lily froze. Lucy gasped. Sophia stared at the broken glass. Then she screamed. What are you doing? The sound sliced through the kitchen. Too loud. Too fast. Too practiced. My breathing turned ragged. No, don't. Sophia stepped back like I had attacked her. Her hand flew to her chest. Eyes wide. Tears forming instantly. No. No way. She switched that fast. Adrian rushed forward. What happened? Sophia pointed at me with shaking fingers. A sob. She attacked me. I stared. Actually stared. The performance was perfect. Terrifyingly perfect. She looked terrified. Victimized. Fragile. And I suddenly understood something awful. She had planned every version of this. Even this. I forced words out. She poisoned the juice. Silence. Adrian looked at me. Then at Sophia. Then at the broken glass. His face hardened. Sophia shook her head violently. No. She cried harder. Adrian, I came in and saw her near Lily's drink. When I asked what she was doing, she threw the glass. What? I stepped forward. She put powder in it. Sophia covered her mouth, as if horrified. Oh my God. She looked at Adrian. Do you hear this? My hand shook. Not from fear. From disbelief. How could someone lie this smoothly? Adrian's voice dropped. Cold. Emma? That tone. Not warm. Not curious. Dangerously controlled. Explain. Good. Yes. Listen. Please. I spoke fast. She threatened me earlier. She said curiosity destroys girls like me. She had a packet. White powder. She poured it into Lily's juice. Sophia laughed through tears. Actually laughed. Broken and disbelieving. This is insane. I looked at Adrian. She's lying. Sophia's voice sharpened. No, she is. She pointed at me. She's obsessed. I blinked. What? Sophia turned to Adrian. She's gotten too attached. No. She's manipulating the girls. Adrian didn't speak. Why wasn't he speaking? Sophia continued. She wants control. I stared at him. Say something. Anything. Sophia's tears kept coming. She knows they trust her now. Her voice cracked. So she created a crisis. No. She wanted to be the hero. No. She wanted you to need her. No. That's enough. I snapped. The room went silent. Even Sophia stopped. My chest rose sharply. I pointed at the floor. Test the juice. Simple. Clean. Undeniable. I looked straight at Adrian. Test it. That should have ended it. Right? Science. Proof. Done. But Adrian didn't answer. He stared at the shattered juice. Expression unreadable. Too unreadable. Why was he hesitating? Then I saw it. His hands. Clenched. Not calm. Not certain. Conflicted. He believed something was wrong. I could see it. So why? Sophia stepped closer to him. Small movement. Calculated. Adrian? Tears streamed down her face. I would never hurt them. Pause. Then softly. After what happened to Claire. Claire. His wife. The twins' mother. The air changed. Adrian stiffened. There it was. The weak spot. She used Claire. She used grief. My stomach dropped. No. That's why. That's why he hesitated. Because this wasn't just about juice. It was about the worst day of his life. And Sophia knew exactly where to stab. I lowered my voice. Adrian. Nothing. I tried again. Look at me. Slowly. He did. I saw it then. Conflict. Real conflict. He didn't know who to believe. That hurt. Because part of me had believed, stupidly, that he trusted me. Maybe more than trusted. Maybe saw me. I said carefully. You know what the girls do around her. Silence. You've seen it. Silence. You know they're terrified. Sophia cut in instantly. They're traumatized. I ignored her. Test the juice. My voice cracked. I hated that. Please. Adrian shut his eyes. 1 second. 2. Then he opened them. And made the choice. The wrong one. Security. My blood froze. No. No, no. 2 guards rushed in. I stared at Adrian. He wasn't looking at me. That hurt more than shouting would have. Sophia whispered. No. Fake trembling. Fake fear. Perfect monster. I couldn't breathe properly. Adrian? Still nothing. I laughed. A short broken sound. It didn't sound like me. You're serious? No answer. That was the answer. He chose. Again. The guards grabbed my arms. Lucy screamed. No. Lily ran toward me. Stop. I fought against the guards. Adrian? Finally he looked. And God. I wish he hadn't. Because pain sat all over his face. Real pain. Not indifference. That made it worse. Because he wasn't cruel. He was choosing wrong while knowing something felt wrong. That was worse than cruelty. That was weakness. I shouted. She poisoned it. Sophia cried louder. She's unstable. I twisted against the guards. Check the juice. No one moved. Check it. Adrian's jaw flexed. Still nothing. I stopped fighting. Just stared at him. My voice dropped. Quiet now. Almost calm. That's it. He didn't speak. I swallowed. For 1 second. My throat tightened. No tears. Just something sharp behind my ribs. For 1 stupid second I thought you trusted me. Silence. He didn't deny it. That broke me. Because if he had shouted, I could hate him. If he insulted me, I could fight back. But this silence? This hesitation? This wounded, conflicted silence? It destroyed me. The guards dragged me toward the front door. Lucy was sobbing. Lily fought the maid holding her. Let her go. Sophia hugged herself. Victorious beneath fake tears. Monster. Absolute monster. I stopped struggling. Fine. If he wanted to throw me out, fine. But I would leave one truth behind. I looked at Adrian one last time. She killed your trust before she kills everything else. His face changed. Tiny shift. Doubt. Good. Hold that doubt. Let it haunt you. The guards opened the main doors. Cold air hit my face. This was it. I was being thrown out. Done. Finished. Then chaos erupted. A scream. Not mine. Lucy. She broke free from the maid. Ran. Fast. Small feet slamming against marble. Daddy. Everyone turned. She collided into Adrian's leg, sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. He dropped instantly. Lucy. She hit his chest with tiny fists. Again. 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 Bad daddy. He froze. The entire mansion froze. Lucy screamed through tears. Bad daddy. Lucy. No. She shook violently. Words breaking. Breath hitching. Then she screamed the sentence that stopped the world. The sentence that killed every sound in the mansion. Mommy died because of Aunt Sophia. Silence. Absolute silence. No crying. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. Lucy pointed. Tiny shaking finger. Straight at Sophia. Tears poured down her face. We saw. Sophia went pale. Actually pale. Mask gone. Completely. Lucy screamed again. She put medicine in Mommy's tea. My pulse stopped. What? Lily broke free too. Ran to her sister. Sobbing. We saw. Adrian didn't move. Didn't blink. Didn't breathe. Slowly. Very slowly. He turned towards Sophia. And for the first time, she looked terrified. I thought he would come after me. I was wrong. No call. No message. No knock on my door. Nothing. The first hour after leaving the mansion, I kept checking my phone. Screen on. Screen off. Again. Again. Nothing. I sat in the back of a cheap taxi with shaky hands and stared at the city lights blurring past the window. My reflection looked unfamiliar. Mascara ruined. Hair messy. Eyes empty. I looked like someone who had just survived a car crash. Maybe I had. Just not the kind that left visible bruises. My apartment felt even smaller than usual. One bedroom. Cheap furniture. A kettle older than me. Peeling paint near the ceiling. No marble floors. No glass walls. No billion-dollar silence. Just home. Usually home comforted me. Tonight it felt loud. Because silence sounds different after betrayal. I dropped my bag near the couch. My phone lit up. My breath caught. Adrian. No. Food delivery promotion. I laughed. A sharp, ugly sound. Then I cried. Not graceful tears. Not movie tears. The ugly kind. Bent over. Can't breathe. Shoulders shaking. I slid to the floor and stayed there. Minutes. Hours. I didn't know. Everything replayed. The juice. Sophia. The twins screaming. Adrian's face. That face. God. That face. Not angry. Not cruel. Conflicted. Torn apart. Why did that hurt more? Because if he were heartless, this would be easier. But he wasn't. That was the problem. I had seen too much. The exhausted father. The broken husband. The man who stood outside his daughter's room at night because he was afraid they'd stop breathing. I had seen him soften. Seen him try. Seen him fail. And still, he chose wrong. My chest tightened. Not from crying anymore. From something sharper. Disappointment. No. Worse. Recognition. I whispered into the empty apartment. Why does this hurt so much? Silence answered. Then truth came. Because I trusted him. Not fully. Not rationally. But enough. Enough to believe he'd look at me and know. Enough to believe he'd check the juice. Enough to believe he'd choose truth over comfort. He didn't. And that betrayal felt personal in a way I hated. Because this wasn't just Adrian. This was older. Much older. My father's voice returned like poison. Emma, sometimes money comes first. I was 16 when he said that. 16 when I learned rich men had a talent for making betrayal sound logical. My mother cried quietly in the kitchen that night. I never forgot. I never forgave. I made myself a promise back then. Never trust powerful men. Never mistake vulnerability for safety. Never believe you're the exception. And yet, I had. Somewhere between pancakes and bedtime stories. I had. Stupid. So stupid. My phone buzzed. I grabbed it instantly. Unknown number. Hope rose. Then died. Spam call. I declined. Threw the phone on the couch. Bad idea. It buzzed again. Same number. I ignored it. Again. Again. Persistent. Annoying. I answered angrily. What? Silence. Then breathing. My pulse jumped. Hello. Still breathing. Mel. Then. Emma. Everything in me froze. Adrian. I stood so fast I nearly fell. His voice sounded wrecked. Not polished. Not controlled. Rough. Like he hadn't slept. For one dangerous second, hope came back. He called. He came back. He believes me. I was wrong. Emma? I cut him off. No. Silence. Then quietly. Please listen. No. Just. No. My voice shook. I hated that. No, Adrian. Silence. Then. The girls keep asking for you. My throat tightened. Low blow. Very low blow. I shut my eyes. Why are you calling? Long pause. Too long. When he finally spoke, his words sliced clean through me. Sophia is gone. I opened my eyes. What? She left the house. Pause. No one can reach her. My pulse spiked. Ran? Why run? Unless. No. No, no. He continued. I checked the kitchen cameras. I stopped breathing. And nothing. Silence. Adrian. He exhaled shakily. There was no footage. Cold spread down my spine. Deleted. Of course. Deleted. He sounded furious. At 4:07 p.m. recording cuts. Pause. Returns at 4:14. 7 minutes. Enough. More than enough. He spoke again. And now I heard it. The guilt. Raw. Ugly. Human. I should have checked the juice. My fingers tightened around the phone. Yes, you should have. I know. He sounded like the words physically hurt. I know. Then quieter. I panicked. I said nothing. Because I needed to hear this. All of it. No escape. No easy forgiveness. His voice broke slightly. Lucy's words. He swallowed. I didn't know what was real anymore. Silence. I failed them. Pause. I failed you. There it was. The apology. Late. Messy. Real. And somehow. Not enough. I leaned against the wall. Exhausted. He spoke again. Come back. I laughed. Small. Disbelieving. Excuse me? Please. No CEO voice. No command. Just desperation. I need your help. Need. Interesting. I stared at nothing. The old me might have gone. Not tonight. I asked softly. Do you trust me now? Silence. Then. Yes. I stopped answering. That said everything. Because now wasn't when he needed to trust me. Now was after damage. After humiliation. After choosing wrong. I spoke carefully. You didn't trust me when it mattered. Emma? No. I straightened. Voice steady now. No. He went quiet. Good. Let him sit in it. I continued. You had proof sitting on the floor. Silence. You chose her anyway. Because she was family. The words slipped out of him before he could stop them. Then silence. My eyes narrowed. There. Truth. Finally. Family. Not evidence. Not logic. Family. He realized what he'd said. Emma, that's not. It is. No, I meant. You did mean it. Silence. His breathing changed. He knew. I whispered. That's why you lost. No answer. Because there wasn't one. I ended the call. He called back. I ignored it. Again. Ignored. Again. Ignored. 5 calls. Then 6. Then none. Silence. Real silence. I looked at my phone. At his name. At the missed calls. Then something changed. Quietly. No dramatic explosion. No revenge speech. Just clarity. I stopped crying. Wiped my face. Sat down. And started thinking. Sophia ran. Why? Because Lucy exposed her. Why threaten me? Because I was getting close. Why delete footage? Because she had access. Which meant one thing. This was bigger than poison. Much bigger. Sophia wasn't just cruel. She was hiding something. Something worth murder. I stared at the wall. Then at an old photo on my shelf. College graduation. Me. And Noah. Noah Bennett. Annoying. Brilliant. Relentless. Future journalist, he used to say. He became one. Investigative reporting. Corporate scandals. Financial crimes. Corruption. Perfect. I hadn't spoken to him in 3 years. Didn't matter. I grabbed my phone. Found his number. Hovered. Pressed call. 1 ring. 2. 3. He answered. Still annoyingly energetic. Well, this is unexpected. I almost smiled. Hi, Noah. Pause. Then immediate concern. Emma? His tone changed. What happened? I looked at the dark window. At my reflection. At the woman staring back. Not broken. Not anymore. Dangerous. Focused. Ready. I spoke 1 sentence. Only 1. And it changed everything. I need help exposing a murderer. For the first time he looked afraid of losing me. And this time. I felt nothing. 3 months changed everything. Or maybe they revealed everything. Pain does that. It burns away softness until only truth remains. I disappeared from Adrian Hale's world. No calls returned. No messages answered. No second chances offered. At first he tried. 23 missed calls. 7 voicemails. Dozens of texts. The first few sounded urgent. Then apologetic. Then desperate. I listened to none of them. Deleted everything. Not because I stopped caring. Because caring had become expensive. And I was done paying. Noah became my new routine. Coffee. Laptop. Research. Repeat. My tiny apartment transformed into a war room. Whiteboard on the wall. Printed bank records. Sticky notes. Names. Dates. Transfers. Patterns. At first I felt useless. I was a nanny. Not a detective. Not a lawyer. Not a hacker. Then Noah said something that changed how I saw myself. We were reviewing transaction records at 2 a.m. when he tossed a pen at me. I caught it. Barely. He leaned back. You know why you're good at this? I frowned. No. Because you notice what everyone ignores. I blinked. He pointed at the board. Children trusted you because you noticed fear. Pause. You saw Sophia because you noticed behavior. Another pause. You think like a survivor. That hit. Because he was right. I didn't need to be born powerful. I just needed to see clearly. And I did. Patterns began appearing. Sophia's name surfaced everywhere. Not directly. Never directly. She wasn't stupid. Shell companies. Proxy signatures. Fake consultants. Layered transfers. Money moved like smoke. Hard to catch. Impossible to hold. But smoke still comes from fire. Noah zoomed into one spreadsheet. There. I leaned closer. A transfer. Large. Hidden under vendor payments. I narrowed my eyes. That account again. Noah nodded. Third time this month. I whispered. She's draining Hale Holdings. Looks like it. How much? He whistled. Millions. I stared. Millions? How had Adrian missed this? Then again. Maybe he didn't look. Grief blinds. Trust blinds faster. I learned both. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. And somewhere along the way, I changed. Not physically at first. Mentally. I studied. Obsessively. Legal records. Court filings. Body language. Digital footprints. Corporate structures. Psychology. Manipulation tactics. Gaslighting patterns. Micro-expressions. I learned how liars pause. How guilt leaks through fingers. How fear changes breathing. How predators build trust before control. I sharpened. Quietly. Slowly. No dramatic montage. Just repetition. Discipline. Focus. The old me would cry first. The new me asked questions first. No one noticed. One night he stared at me across the desk. You're scary now. I kept typing. Thanks. That wasn't a compliment. I almost smiled. It is to me. He studied me. Then said carefully. You don't have to become cold to become strong. That made my fingers pause. I looked up. He continued. Just saying. Silence. Then softly. I miss old Emma sometimes. I leaned back. Old Emma got manipulated. No. He shook his head. She cared. Pause. She just trusted wrong people. That landed harder than expected. I looked away. Noah sighed. Then changed topics. Classic Noah. No pressure. Just presence. Unexpected kindness. Dangerous thing. Then karma began moving. Quietly. The best kind. Sophia made mistakes. Small at first. Panic leaks. Even from monsters. She started moving money faster. Sloppier. Larger amounts. No one noticed it immediately. She's accelerating. Why? He looked at me. You. I frowned. What? She knows someone is digging. Cold slid down my spine. Oh, did she know it was me? Noah continued. She's cleaning up. Deleting. Moving. Preparing. Running. I stood. Started pacing. No. Too soon. We needed more. Real proof. Not suspicion. Then Noah's phone buzzed. He checked it. Expression changed. Sure. Alert. What? He slowly turned the screen toward me. An email. Anonymous sender. One attachment. One sentence. She killed Claire. Ask about the overdose report. I stopped moving. The room went silent. Noah asked. Trap. Maybe. Probably. Still. I couldn't ignore it. We opened the attachment. Hospital report. Claire Hale. Cause of death. Accidental overdose. But something felt off. I scanned dosage numbers. Once. Twice. Then froze. Noah. What? I pointed. This dosage. He leaned in. What about it? I swallowed. It doesn't make sense. How? I grabbed my notes. Claire's prescriptions. Anxiety medication. Low dosage. Controlled. I compared both documents. My pulse jumped. No. No way. I whispered. This amount. Noah stared. Would kill someone? Yes. Silence. Then he looked at me. Oh. Not overdose. Not accident. Murder. My voice came out thin. She was investigating embezzlement. Noah's eyes widened. We both reached the same conclusion at once. Claire discovered Sophia. Sophia silenced Claire. And the twins saw. Oh God. The twins saw. I sat down slowly. Everything clicked. The fear. The food trauma. The silence. Sophia wasn't poisoning only juice. She had weaponized grief. Noah spoke carefully. We take this to police? I shook my head. Not yet. Emma? She has money. Pause. Connections. Another pause. She'll bury this if we move too early. Noah hated it. I hated it too. But I was right. We needed something undeniable. Something public. Something impossible to suppress. Noah rubbed his face. Then what? Before I answered, knock. 3 slow knocks. We froze. 11:48 p.m. Nobody visited me. Noah frowned. You expecting someone? No. Another knock. Slower. Heavier. I walked toward the door. Every nerve awake. Noah followed quietly. I checked the peephole. And stopped breathing. No. No way. Adrian. I didn't move. Noah whispered. Who is it? I answered without looking away. Trouble. Adrian stood outside. Unshaven. Tie gone. Shirt wrinkled. Exhaustion carved into his face. This wasn't CEO Adrian. This was a man being crushed by consequences. He looked ruined. Good. Part of me thought that. Another part hated that I noticed. He lifted his hand. Knocked again. Then spoke through the door. Quietly. Emma. I shut my eyes. Damn it. Why did his voice still do that? Noah looked between me and the door. You know him? I gave him a look. He raised both hands. Right. Stupid question. Another silence. Then Adrian spoke again. And his voice broke. Actually broke. Please. That one word carried weeks of regret. Weeks of sleepless nights. Weeks of guilt. I unlocked the door. Not because I forgave him. Because I wanted answers. I opened it halfway. He looked at me. And froze. Not because I changed physically. Because something in me had changed deeper. I wasn't the woman he threw out. He saw that instantly. Good. Let him. His eyes moved across my face. Searching. Remembering. Regretting. Then he said the words I once wanted. The words that now arrived too late. I was wrong. Silence. I crossed my arms. No softness. No rescue. Just truth. I know. His breathing faltered. For the first time. Adrian Hale looked like a man who finally understood something terrifying. An apology doesn't undo damage. Then his gaze shifted. Past me. Toward Noah. His eyes narrowed. Sure. Dangerous. Who is he? Noah stepped beside me. Calm. Annoyingly calm. Friend. Adrian's jaw tightened. Something dark flashed across his face. Jealousy. Raw. Immediate. Unexpected. Interesting. Very interesting. He looked back at me. Voice lower now. Emma? Pause. Then the sentence that changed everything. Sophia knows where you live. He didn't deny it. That's what made his apology hurt. Adrian stood at my door looking like a man who had lost a war. Not a CEO. Not the untouchable billionaire everyone feared. Just a tired father. A broken husband. A guilty man. And somehow, that didn't make things easier. It made them worse. Because I could see the regret. Real regret. Late. Messy. Human. Noah crossed his arms beside me. Protective. Suspicious. Good. Someone should be. Adrian's eyes flicked toward Noah again. Briefly. Sure. Then back to me. Only me. Sophia knows where you live. I didn't react. Not outwardly. Inside, every nerve tightened. How? His jaw flexed. She accessed employee files before disappearing. Noah spoke first. So security in a billion-dollar company is this bad? Adrian didn't even look at him. Interesting. I'm fixing that. Noah gave a dry laugh. A little late. Tension. Immediate. Adrian finally turned toward him. Cold. Who are you? Noah. Pause. Someone who believed Emma the first time. Silence. That landed. Art. Adrian absorbed it without fighting back. Good. No excuses. No ego. Just consequences. I broke the silence. Why are you really here? He looked at me. And for once, no mask. Nothing polished. Nothing controlled. Just truth. Because I need to tell you everything. I said nothing. That said enough. He exhaled. After a long silence he spoke. The residue was real. My pulse jumped. He continued. Toxic sedatives. Noah and I exchanged a glance. Adrian kept talking. Like if he stopped he might never say it. The juice contained enough to make Lily unconscious. Pause. Maybe worse. Cold spread through me. Sophia really would have done it? In broad daylight. Right in front of me. Adrian swallowed. I checked every camera. His voice sharpened. Footage was altered. I nodded slowly. Expected. Still awful. She deleted 7 minutes. He shut his eyes briefly. When my security team recovered fragments. Pause. They found her entering the kitchen with something in her hand. There it was. Proof. Finally. I should have felt satisfaction. Instead, exhaustion hit. Because proof came after damage. After humiliation. After betrayal. Adrian opened his eyes. And the guilt in them was unbearable. She lied. Silence. She manipulated me. Silence. I let her. That one mattered. Because he wasn't blaming only Sophia. He was owning his failure. Good. Necessary. Then he said the words I didn't expect. I failed Claire. My breathing slowed. He looked past me. Like seeing ghosts. She told me something felt wrong with Sophia. Pause. She said the financial records didn't add up. My eyes narrowed. Claire knew. Adrian laughed once. A hollow sound. You know what I said? He didn't wait for an answer. I told her she was paranoid. My stomach dropped. No. His voice lowered. 3 days later? He stopped. Couldn't finish. I whispered. She died. He nodded. Barely. Like even that movement hurt. Silence swallowed the room. Then. I failed my wife. His voice cracked. No performance. No control. Raw. Ugly. Real. I failed my daughters. His breathing became uneven. Then his eyes found mine again. And I saw it. The deepest wound. I failed you. Noah stayed quiet. Even he knew this part was mine. Adrian stepped closer. Not enough to touch. Just enough to feel the weight of his regret. When you begged me to test the juice. His voice broke. I knew something was wrong. That made me freeze. What? He continued. I saw Sophia. Pause. I saw you. Another pause. I saw fear in the girls. My chest tightened. Then why? Why choose her? I asked it. Quietly. Then why? Silence. Long. Painful. Then truth. Because truth is rarely flattering. Because if you were right. His voice turned raw. Then Claire didn't die by accident. I stopped breathing. He continued. Words falling apart now. And if Claire was murdered. Pause. Then I failed to protect my family for years. There it was. The real reason. Not stupidity. Not cruelty. Denial. Human, ugly denial. He wasn't choosing Sophia. He was choosing the version of reality he could survive. And for one terrible second, I understood him. That didn't erase what he did. But I understood. And somehow that hurt more. Because monsters are easy to hate. Broken people aren't. I asked softly. So you chose denial? He shut his eyes. Yes. One word. Brutal. Honest. I looked away. Window. Oh. Anywhere but him. Because anger would have been easier. But this complicated everything. I whispered. You destroyed something. He answered immediately. I know. You don't. He went still. I finally looked at him. When you threw me out. My throat tightened. I stopped believing safe people existed. Silence. His face changed. That hit. Good. He needed to feel it. I continued. You didn't just reject my words. Pause. You proved every fear I ever had. He looked wrecked now. Actually wrecked. I'm sorry. I laughed. Soft. Not cruel. Just tired. Adrian? I shook my head. Sorry is tiny. He didn't argue. Good. Because it was. After several seconds he spoke again. The girls need you. Low blow. Again. I almost got angry. But then he said. They still trust only you. And just like that, everything inside me shifted. Lily. Lucy. I saw them instantly. Pancakes. Small hands. Sleepy smiles. Lucy's rabbit. Lily pretending not to care. Damn it. I hated this. I hated that they mattered. I hated that he knew it. No one noticed. Emma. Warning. Careful. Think. I knew. I really did. I should say no. I should protect myself. I should walk away. But then one thought destroyed every defense. What if Sophia came back before we finished this? What if the girls weren't safe? What if my pride cost them? No. Not happening. I looked at Adrian. Cold. Clear. I'm not returning for you. His breathing paused. I know. I'm returning for them. His eyes dropped. Small nod. Understood. Good answer. We left the next morning. The drive to the mansion felt strange. Familiar. Wrong. Different. This time I wasn't arriving hopeful. I was arriving armed. The gates opened. The mansion stood exactly as before. Huge. Elegant. Cold. But I wasn't the same woman walking inside. The staff stared. Some ashamed. Some relieved. Some nervous. Good. Let them be nervous. Then I saw Lily. She ran first. No hesitation. Straight into me. Emma? Lucy crashed into my side half a second later. Both crying. Both clinging. I dropped to my knees and held them. My chest tightened so hard I nearly lost breath. Not pain. Something deeper. Belonging. Relief. Protection. I'm here. Lucy sobbed. You came back. I kissed her hair. Yeah. Lily whispered. I knew you would. I almost broke. Almost. Then a voice cut through the moment. Smooth. Sweet. Poison. Well? I looked up. Sophia. Standing at the staircase. Smiling. Perfect makeup. Perfect posture. Perfect monster. No arrest. No handcuffs. No consequences. Yet. Interesting. Very interesting. So she came back. Bold move. Or desperate. Her eyes met mine. Smile unchanged. But I saw it. A flash. Tiny. Barely there. Fear. Real fear. Good. Very good. Because this time, I wasn't prey. I slowly stood. Never breaking eye contact. The twins stayed behind me. Adrian appeared in the hallway. Silent. Watching. Waiting. Sophia tilted her head. Welcome back, Emma. I smiled. Calmly. Dangerously. And for the first time, her smile faltered. Because now she understood. I hadn't returned to survive. I had returned to end her. Then my phone buzzed. No. One message. 3 words. I read them. And went cold. Check Claire's ring. I smiled when I saw the ring. That scared Adrian more than panic would have. Because he knew. I had found something. Claire's ring sat in a velvet jewelry box inside Adrian's office. Simple. Elegant. Platinum. A small sapphire in the center. Beautiful. Ordinary. Except nothing about Claire's death was ordinary anymore. Adrian stood beside me. Tense. Watching. What are you looking for? I didn't answer. Noah's message replayed in my head. Check Claire's ring. Why the ring? Why now? I picked it up. Turned it over. Smooth metal. Cold surface. Nothing. Adrian frowned. Emma? Still nothing. I narrowed my eyes. There. Tiny scratch near the inner band. Not random. Intentional. A mark. No. A seam. My pulse spiked. I grabbed a paperclip from the desk. Adrian stepped closer. What is it? I don't know yet. I pushed gently into the seam. Click. The ring opened. Adrian froze. Inside. A hidden compartment. Tiny. Impossible to notice. And inside it, a micro SD card. Silence. Adrian whispered. What the hell? No. You genius. I looked at Adrian. She knew. His face lost color. Claire knew she was in danger. She hid evidence in something nobody would suspect. Her wedding ring. My hands trembled. Not from fear. From anticipation. Truth was finally here. Maybe. Adrian moved fast. Laptop. Card reader. Hands shaking harder than mine. Interesting. The powerful man who controlled billion-dollar negotiations could barely insert a memory card. That said everything. He loaded the files. One folder. Encrypted. Password protected. Of course. Adrian stared at the screen. Blank. Then suddenly, he typed. Claire. Nothing. He tried anniversary date. Nothing. Twins' birthdays. Nothing. Denied. 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 Frustration exploded. He slammed the desk. Damn it. I flinched. Not from fear. From the raw emotion. This was the first time I'd seen him lose control physically. No CEO calm. No mask. Just a desperate husband trying to hear his dead wife. Adrian dragged a hand through his hair. I can't. Wait. He stopped. I stared at the screen. Password hint. One sentence. The truth is where love began. Love began. I thought. Fast. House. Wedding. Hospital. Then something clicked. I looked at Adrian. Where did you meet Claire? He blinked. What? Where? He stared at me. Then answered. A bookstore. Pause. She was yelling at someone. That almost made me smile. What bookstore? He swallowed. Blue Lantern. I typed. BLUELANTRN. Enter. Unlocked. Silence. Then. Files appeared. Audio. Documents. Photos. Bank statements. Evidence. So much evidence. My breathing changed. Adrian sat slowly. Like his knees might fail. There was one file at the top. Audio recording. Date. 3 days before Claire died. My fingers hovered over play. Suddenly I didn't want to press it. Because after this, nothing would remain uncertain. Truth changes everything. Adrian's voice came low. Play it. I pressed. Static. A breath. Then. Her voice. Claire. Come. Soft. Terrified. Adrian stopped breathing. I felt it. Even without looking. Claire spoke. If you're hearing this. Static. Something happened to me. Adrian covered his mouth. No sound. No movement. Just devastation. Claire continued. I'm recording this because I'm out of time. Pause. I know who's stealing from Hale Holdings. My pulse hammered. She said it. Directly. No ambiguity. It's Sophia. Adrian shut his eyes. His face tightened like something inside him was tearing. Claire kept talking. She forged signatures. Pause. She moved money through shell companies. Noah and I exchanged a look. Confirmed. Every word matched. Then Claire inhaled shakily. She tried to poison me once already. Cold exploded through me. Once already? Adrian whispered. No. His voice cracked. Claire continued. I pretended not to notice. Pause. I needed proof. My throat tightened. God. She sounded like me. Too much like me. Same mistake. Same logic. Same trap. Claire's voice lowered. If anything happens to me. Static. Sophia is responsible. Silence in the room became unbearable. Then the recording continued. And got worse. Much worse. There's something else. Claire's breathing changed. Fear. Real fear. She isn't alone. Every muscle in my body locked. What? Not alone? Adrian straightened. His eyes snapped to the speaker. Claire continued. There's someone helping her. Pause. Someone inside the family board. Noah cursed under his breath. I went cold. Inside. Not outside. Family. Board member. Powerful. Protected. Claire whispered. I don't know who to trust anymore. Pause. Then. I think it's. Static exploded. Audio distorted. Adrian lunged forward. No. The sound cut. Then resumed. But too late. The name was gone. Corrupted. Missing. No. No, no, no. I stared at the waveform. There had to be more. Please. Claire spoke one last time. If anything happens, tell Adrian. Static. Then silence. File ended. Dead quiet. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Adrian stared at the black screen. Blank. Destroyed. I had never seen grief look like that. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just collapse. He whispered. She knew. I said nothing. His voice broke. She knew. Again. Like repeating it might change reality. It was right in front of me. His breathing became uneven. I told her she was paranoid. Noah stayed silent. Even he understood this wasn't the moment for logic. Adrian laughed. A broken sound. She asked me to believe her. Pause. His eyes turned red. I didn't. That one hit me. Because suddenly, it wasn't just Claire. It was me too. Pattern. Twice. He failed the women who warned him. Twice. Adrian looked at me. And I saw something terrifying. Not grief. Hatred. At himself. I did it again. Quiet. Destroyed. I did it again. My anger toward him shifted. Not softened. Changed. Because punishment had already started. He was living inside it. Then. Click. The office door opened. Every nerve in me snapped awake. I turned. Marcus Hale. Adrian's uncle. Board member. Senior advisor. Family. Powerful. He stood in the doorway smiling. Too calm. Too still. No surprise. No confusion. No polite knock. His gaze moved from me. To Adrian. To the laptop. He knew. Oh God. He knew. Slowly. Very slowly. He stepped inside. Then reached back. And closed the door. Click. That tiny sound felt louder than a gunshot. Adrian stood. Instantly protective. Marcus. Marcus smiled. Warm. Polished. Deadly. His eyes settled on me. No kindness. No pretense. Just cold amusement. Then he spoke. Softly. Like we were discussing weather. You should have stayed gone, Nanny. I pressed send before Marcus could finish smiling. He didn't notice. That was his mistake. My phone screen went dark. Message delivered. 3 words. Start everything now. I lifted my eyes. Marcus stood by the door like he owned the room. Maybe he thought he did. Sophia stepped in beside him. Perfect heels. Perfect makeup. Perfect monster. She folded her arms and looked at me with open hatred. No mask anymore. Interesting. People stop pretending when they think they've won. Marcus smiled. Slowly. You've been busy. Adrian moved in front of me. Instinct. Protective. His voice dropped. What do you want? Marcus looked amused. What I've always wanted. Pause. Control. Simple. Honest. Terrifying. Adrian's jaw tightened. You already sit on the board. Marcus chuckled. That was never enough. His gaze shifted to the laptop. To Claire's files. To the truth. Then back to Adrian. You were always too emotional to run this company. Adrian laughed once. Cold. Emotional? Marcus shrugged. You married for love. Pause. As if that wasn't weakness. The words hit harder than they should have. Because now everything made sense. Marcus hated love. Love created loyalty. Love made people unpredictable. And Claire had become dangerous because she loved her family enough to fight. Sophia walked toward the desk. Elegant. Deadly. She touched Claire's ring. My stomach twisted. I told Marcus we should kill the nanny earlier. Her voice was light. Casual. Like discussing dinner. Adrian snapped. Don't. One word. Sure. Violent. Sophia smiled. Oh. She turned toward me. You care now. Her eyes glittered. Cruel. Interesting. I saw Adrian's fist clench. Not controlled anymore. Good. He was done pretending. Marcus sighed. This is why you fail, Adrian. Pause. You react emotionally. Then. You said it. The truth. The ugly truth. Claire became a problem. Silence. Adrian stopped moving. Marcus continued like a professor giving a lecture. She started tracing money. She asked questions. She got close. Each sentence felt like poison. Sophia added. She was smarter than I expected. I wanted to hit her. Art. She noticed. Smiled wider. Don't look shocked, Nanny. Her voice sharpened. Women like Claire always think truth protects them. Pause. It doesn't. Adrian's voice came low. Dangerously low. You murdered my wife. Marcus corrected him. No. Pause. We removed risk. I almost laughed. Because monsters always rename evil. Removed risk. Not murder. Sophia leaned against the desk. Relaxed. Too relaxed. She should have stayed quiet. Adrian lunged. I grabbed his arm. Adrian. He stopped. Barely. Breathing hard. Marcus smirked. There he is. Pause. The impulsive boy your father protected. Adrian froze. That landed. Marcus saw it. Pressed harder. Your father knew you weren't ready. Pause. He chose me for strategy. Sophia added softly. But legally. She smiled. He needed you. There it was. The real motive. Not just greed. Legacy. Control. Everything. I asked quietly. The twins? Sophia turned toward me. Annoyed. Like I interrupted something boring. What about them? My voice stayed steady. What were you planning? Silence. Then. She laughed. Actually laughed. My skin crawled. Marcus answered. Calmly. As their health declined, legal intervention becomes necessary. Noah spoke from the corner. Intervention? Marcus glanced at him. Guardianship. Cold exploded through me. No. Sophia continued. Helpful. As if explaining business strategy. Sick children are tragic. Pause. Mentally unstable children? She tilted her head. Very manageable. My stomach dropped. For the first time he looked afraid of losing me. Not the company. Not his reputation. Me. And somehow, that scared me more than everything else. Because monsters are easy to leave. Broken men who finally tell the truth? They're harder. Much harder. The next 48 hours exploded. There was no other word for it. Exploded. News vans lined the gates. Headlines flooded every screen. Phones wouldn't stop vibrating. Messages. Calls. Emails. Alerts. Chaos. Pure chaos. Noah tossed his phone onto the kitchen counter. Congratulations. I looked up. For what? He gave me a tired smile. You helped destroy 2 psychopaths. I almost laughed. Almost. His phone lit up again. Breaking news. Marcus Hale under federal investigation. Sophia Hale charged with attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy. Hale Holdings shares falling. Board emergency meeting. Shareholder revolt. Public statement pending. Everything burned at once. Karma had arrived. And it came the way evil fears most. Publicly. No shadows. No private settlements. No quiet escape. Everyone saw. Everyone knew. Sophia's polished interviews disappeared. Her luxury photos became evidence. Her fake charity work became mockery. Comments flooded every post. Monster. Murderer. Psychopath. Fraud. The perfect woman collapsed overnight. Good. Marcus wasn't doing better. His allies vanished fast. Funny how loyalty disappears when prison appears. Board members denied knowing him. Old friends stopped answering. Investors turned hostile. No one wanted to drown with him. I watched one news clip where reporters shouted questions as police escorted him. He stayed silent. Still arrogant. Still cold. But I noticed something. His hands. Shaking. Tiny detail. Big truth. Even monsters fear consequences. The twins stayed away from screens. My decision. No news. No social media. No headlines. Just safety. Just healing. Lily slept easier now. Lucy stopped checking door locks 3 times a night. Small victories. Important ones. But inside the mansion, victory felt strange. Quiet. Heavy. Incomplete. Because while the villains fell, Adrian was collapsing too. Just differently. Not publicly. Internally. I noticed it in pieces. He stopped sleeping. Stopped eating properly. Coffee replaced meals. Silence replaced conversation. Even his posture changed. Like invisible weight sat on his shoulders. No, not invisible. I knew exactly what it was. Guilt. Massive. Relentless guilt. One afternoon I found him in Claire's garden. Just sitting there. No phone. No laptop. No work. Nothing. That alone felt unnatural. Adrian always worked. Always moved. Always controlled. Not now. I approached quietly. He didn't look up. I know you're there. I sat beside him. Not too close. Not too far. The roses moved gently in the wind. Claire planted these. The twins told me. Pink roses. Her favorite. Adrian finally spoke. She loved this place. His voice sounded rough. And used. I waited. He continued. She said flowers made her patient. Pause. She said I needed them. That almost made me smile. She was probably right. He laughed. Softly. No humor. She usually was. Silence again. Then. I keep replaying it. I looked at him. What? He stared ahead. All of it. Pause. Her warnings. Another pause. Your warnings. My chest tightened. Not painfully. Just carefully. Like stepping on fragile glass. He rubbed his hands together. Restless. I missed everything. I said nothing. He continued. She asked for help. Pause. I defended Sophia. He swallowed. You begged me to test the juice. His jaw tightened. I threw you out. There it was. No excuses. No self-defense. Just truth. I respected that. Even if it hurt. He whispered. What kind of man does that? I answered honestly. A scared one. He turned to me. Surprised. Probably expecting harsher words. I continued. Not evil. Pause. Scared. His eyes searched mine. Does that matter? Good question. I thought carefully. Yes. He frowned. Why? Because evil doesn't change. Pause. Fear can. Silence. Wind moved through the garden. Then his phone buzzed. Board message. Ignored. Again. Buzz. Ignored. I noticed. Interesting. Months ago he would have answered instantly. Not now. Power shift. Priorities shifting. His voice came quieter. I used to think protecting people meant controlling everything. Pause. Money. Security. Influence. He laughed bitterly. Turns out you can buy cameras and still miss the truth. That line stayed with me. Because it was true. Power doesn't guarantee perception. Sometimes love does. Sometimes children do. Sometimes a nanny does. Night came slowly. The twins insisted on bedtime stories. Both chose me. Of course. Lucy held my sleeve. Stay until I sleep. I will. Lily looked at me. Too perceptive for a child. Daddy cried today. I froze. Lucy whispered. In his office. Lily hugged her rabbit. I heard him. My throat tightened. Children always know. Always. I brushed her hair back. Your daddy loves you. Lily's voice became tiny. Then why didn't he listen? That question hurt. Because it came from a child. Simple. Brutal. No legal defense. No adult complexity. Just truth. Why didn't he listen? I kissed her forehead. Sometimes adults are stupid. Lucy sniffled. Even rich ones? I smiled. Especially rich ones. That earned tiny giggles. Good. They slept. Eventually, I stayed longer, watching them breathe, safe, alive, still here. That mattered most. When I left their room, the hallway was dark, quiet, still. Then I saw him, Adrian, at the far end, standing by the window, motionless. Moonlight cut across his face. He looked carved from exhaustion. I walked closer. He didn't move, didn't speak. For several seconds, neither did I. Then, I heard Lily. I blinked. He looked at the floor. She asked why I didn't listen. Of course he heard. Nothing escapes guilt. I exhaled slowly. He laughed once. Broken. She's right. No answer. He continued. I keep thinking punishment should feel cleaner. Pause. Like prison. Loss. Money. His voice lowered. But this. He pressed a fist against his chest. This doesn't stop. I finally saw it. Not sadness. Not regret alone. Self-hatred. Dangerous amount of it. His breathing became uneven. Then, the mask shattered. Completely. No CEO. No billionaire. No controlled strategist. Just a man falling apart. Tears filled his eyes. He looked furious at himself for it. Good. Let pride die. He whispered. I loved Claire. Tear. I failed her. Another. I love my daughters. Voice breaking. I failed them. His eyes met mine. Red. Shaking. And then the hardest truth. He stopped. Started again. I trusted the wrong person. His voice broke completely. And doubted the right one. Silence. Raw silence. Then tears finally fell. He didn't wipe them. Didn't hide. That mattered. Because men like Adrian don't cry in front of people. Not ever. But he did now. In front of me. Completely undone. He stepped closer. Not touching. Never assuming. Good. Then he asked it. The question that had been coming. Quiet. Terrified. Human. Can someone like me? His voice cracked. Ever be forgiven? I froze. Because I wanted an easy answer. Yes. No. Something simple. But forgiveness isn't simple. Especially not this. I looked at him. Really looked. The man who hurt me. The man who protected me. The man who failed everyone. The man trying to become better. And for the first time, I didn't know what I felt. Anger? Still there. Pain? Still there. Something softer? That scared me. Because healing is messy. Because love after betrayal is complicated. Because truth rarely gives neat endings. He waited. I stayed silent. Because anything false would be cruel. And anything honest would change everything. Finally, I spoke. Quietly. Carefully. I don't know. His eyes closed. Like he expected that. Like it hurt. Like he accepted it. I turned to leave. Then he said 4 words. 4 words that stopped me cold. Barely above a whisper. Someone kissed you. I slowly turned. What? His eyes opened. Locked on mine. Pain. Jealousy. Fear. Raw vulnerability. Then he asked, who is Noah, to you? I smiled while folding my clothes. That scared me. Because peace should not feel this heavy. My suitcase lay open on the bed. Half full. Half empty. Kind of like me. 3 months had passed since everything collapsed. 3 months since arrest. 3 months since the mansion stopped feeling like a prison. And slowly, something impossible happened. Healing. Real healing. Not dramatic. Not loud. Small things. Quiet things. The twins laughed more now. Real laughter. Not the careful kind children use when they're afraid happiness will disappear. Lily started painting again. She painted flowers. Mostly pink roses. Like her mother's garden. Lucy stopped hiding food under napkins. That one nearly made me cry. The first time she finished an entire breakfast, she looked at me and grinned. See? I'm strong now. I kissed her forehead. Yes, you are. She whispered. You made us brave. No, they made themselves brave. I only stayed long enough to witness it. And Adrian, he changed too. Not through grand speeches. Not through expensive gifts. Not through dramatic apologies. Through work. Real work. Therapy. Weekly. No excuses. Parenting classes. Every Saturday. Canceled meetings for school events. Listened before speaking. Asked instead of assuming. When the twins cried, he stayed. No handing them off. No escaping into work. Just presence. Messy. Human. Trying. One evening I passed his office. Door open. Unusual. He sat with his therapist on video call. I wasn't trying to listen. But then I heard, "I don't want control anymore." Silence. Then Adrian again. "I want trust." Pause. "I don't know how to earn it." My steps stopped. His voice sounded stripped bare. No armor. No performance. Just truth. The therapist said something too low to hear. Then Adrian answered. "Yes." Pause. "I'm afraid she'll leave." My breath caught. I moved away before hearing more. Because some truths feel too intimate. Because hearing him say that did something dangerous to me. It softened places I had worked hard to protect. And that was the problem. I loved him. There. Truth. Ugly. Beautiful. Complicated. I loved him. Despite everything. Despite the betrayal. Despite the wound. Despite myself. And that terrified me. Because love can heal. But love without trust? That becomes poison. Slow poison. The kind you don't notice until everything inside you weakens. That thought stayed with me. Days. Nights. Long silences. Then my phone buzzed. Contract reminder. End date, 48 hours. I stared at the screen. 48 hours. That was it. My contract was ending. No extensions signed. No discussions. Just time. I sat on the bed. Phone in hand. Unable to breathe properly. Leave. Stay. Leave. Stay. Simple words. Impossible choice. If I left, I protected myself. If I stayed, I risked everything. Again. The twins knocked that evening. No warning. Of course. Lucy climbed onto my bed. Lily followed. Then both froze. Their eyes locked on the suitcase. Silence. Dangerous silence. Lucy spoke first. "Are you going somewhere?" Children always notice first. I forced calm. "My contract ends soon." Lily went pale. "What does that mean?" I swallowed. "It means I may have to leave." Lucy's face crumpled instantly. "No." Just one word. But devastating. "No." She grabbed my hand. "No." Lily didn't cry. Worse. She just stared. Too still. Did we do something wrong? That shattered me. I moved fast. Pulled both into my arms. "No." Too fast. Too emotional. "No, never." Lucy started crying. Messy, hiccuping sobs. "Then don't go." I closed my eyes. I had no answer. Because children ask the purest questions. Questions adults complicate. If you love us, why leave? If you love him, why run? Because love isn't always enough. That's why. After I got them to sleep, I returned to my room. Suitcase still open. Mocking me. I folded another sweater. Then another. Then. Knock. I froze. 3 soft knocks. I already knew. "Come in." The door opened. Adrian. Of course. He noticed the suitcase immediately. His eyes lowered to it. Then back to me. No shock. Interesting. Maybe he already knew. Neither of us spoke. The silence stretched. Not hostile. Just full. Finally he asked. "When?" "Tomorrow." A tiny pause. Then. "Okay." I blinked. "Okay." That was it? No argument? No pleading? No manipulation? That caught me off guard. He stepped inside. Closed the door gently. Not cornering. Just present. Different man. Completely different. I crossed my arms. Defense. Automatic. "You're not going to stop me?" He held my gaze. No. That almost annoyed me. Why? Because part of me expected resistance. Expected the old Adrian. Control. Pressure. Possession. Not this. Not acceptance. He spoke quietly. "I want to." Pause. "Very badly." His voice stayed steady. "But I won't." Microshift. Everything changed. Why? He answered immediately. Because love without choice isn't love. I stopped moving. That landed hard. He continued. "The old me would convince you." Pause. "Negotiate." Pause. "Apply pressure." Tiny bitter smile. "Probably by the building." I almost laughed. Almost. He noticed. Good. He continued. "But if you stay." His voice lowered. "I need it to be because you chose me. Not because of guilt. Not because of the twins. Not because of obligation. Choice." My chest tightened. Not painfully. Just intensely. He stepped closer. Still leaving space. Still careful. Good. Then. No mask. No CEO voice. Just Adrian. "I need to tell you something." I said nothing. He continued anyway. "I love you." Simple. No grand speech. No poetry. Just truth. Raw and clean. I think I loved you before I understood it. Pause. The way the girls smiled around you. Pause. The way the house felt alive. His eyes shone. The way you challenged me. He exhaled. I loved all of it. Another step. Still not touching. I also hurt you. No denial. No softening. No excuses. Good. I don't deserve easy forgiveness. Pause. Maybe I never will. His jaw tightened. But I needed you to know. His voice cracked slightly. Not dramatic. Just human. I love you. Silence. Then the line that undid me. If loving me hurts you. He swallowed. Leave. My breath stopped. What? He kept going. If staying destroys your peace. Pause. Go. Tears burned behind my eyes. Because this was new. This was trust. He wasn't choosing for me. He wasn't controlling the outcome. He was surrendering control. For the first time. Completely. He whispered, I will survive heartbreak. Pause. His eyes locked on mine. But I won't survive becoming the reason you stop trusting yourself. That did it. Tears spilled. Damn him. Damn this man. Because he finally understood. Not romance. Not possession. Trust. Trust. Safety. I laughed through tears. A broken sound. You're making this hard. His expression softened. It should be hard. I wiped my face. Angry at crying. You don't get points for emotional maturity. A tiny smile. Noted. Silence again. Then I asked the question I'd been avoiding. The real one. If I stay. My voice shook. What happens when you're scared again? He didn't rush. Didn't answer perfectly. Good. Real. He thought. Then said. I'll probably mess up. Honest. I'll panic. Honest. I'll want control. Painfully honest. He exhaled. But now I know what that costs. Pause. His voice deepened. So when fear tells me to control. He touched his chest. I'll tell the truth instead. My throat tightened. Because perfect promises mean nothing. Honest imperfection? That means everything. I looked at him. Really looked. Not the billionaire. Not the CEO. Not the man who failed me. Not the man trying to impress me. Just Adrian. Waiting. Terrified. Hopeful. Human. And suddenly, I realized something. The choice was never just stay or leave. The real choice was this. Do I punish the man he was? Or trust the man he is becoming? My suitcase sat open. My future sat in front of me. And I had to choose. I slowly stepped toward him. Once. Twice. 3 times. Until only inches remained. He stopped breathing. I could see it. The fear. The hope. The waiting. I lifted my hand. Touched his chest. His heartbeat slammed under my palm. Fast. Wild. Human. I whispered. I've made my choice. His eyes widened. And then, a voice screamed from downstairs. Panicked. Terrified. Adrian. Lucy. My blood ran cold. Then Lily screamed too. Daddy, help. Adrian spun toward the door. And before either of us could move, a gunshot shattered the house. I dropped the suitcase before I realized I was screaming. The gunshot still echoed through the house. Loud. Violent. Wrong. Adrian moved before I did. 1 second he was beside me. The next he was sprinting down the hallway. Lily. Lucy. I ran after him. Bare feet slamming against hardwood. My pulse hit everywhere at once. Head. Chest. Throat. No. 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 Please no. Every terrible possibility attacked me. Sophia escaped? Marcus had people here? Someone came back? We reached the staircase. And stopped. A security guard stood near the front entrance, pale and shaken. Smoke lingered near the ceiling. The smell hit instantly. Gunpowder. My stomach turned. Adrian's voice came out sharp. What happened? The guard swallowed. Warning shot, sir. Warning shot? I looked around. Then saw them. Lily. Lucy. Alive. Both crying. Both shaking. Both clutching each other near the library door. The air rushed back into my lungs so fast it hurt. I ran. Dropped to my knees. Pulled them into me. Warm. Alive. Breathing. Thank God. Lucy sobbed into my shoulder. Lily gripped my shirt so hard her fingers hurt. Adrian crouched beside us. His hands trembled. He touched their hair. Their cheeks. Checking. Verifying. Real. Alive. His voice cracked. Are you hurt? Lucy shook her head violently. Lily pointed toward the entrance. The man ran. What man? Adrian asked. Lily struggled to breathe. Black hoodie, a mask. Lucy interrupted. He wanted. She stopped. Her eyes moved to me, then to the suitcase upstairs, then back to me. Oh no, she knew. Children always know. Adrian followed her gaze, then looked at me. Then understanding hit him. Not full, but enough. The girls hadn't screamed because of a shooter. Not only, they screamed because of something else. Something bigger to them. Me leaving. Lucy suddenly broke free from my arms. She grabbed my hand. Both hands. Desperate. No. One word. Again. Just like before. No. Tears streamed down her face. You can't go. My throat tightened. Lucy. No. She cried harder. No. Lily rarely interrupted. But she did now. And what she said shattered everything. Mommy said you would come. Silence. Everything stopped. Even my breathing. I stared at her. What? Lily's face stayed serious. Too serious. Like she had carried this secret too long. Mommy said you would come. Lucy nodded frantically. She told us. I looked at Adrian. He looked as stunned as I felt. He whispered, "What are you talking about?" Lily pulled away. Ran into the library. Lucy followed. I blinked. What? Then they returned. Holding something old. A book. No, not just a book. A storybook. Worn edges. Faded cover. Pink ribbon inside. Lily placed it in my lap. Open it. My fingers shook. Adrian moved closer. Neither of us spoke. I opened the book. Pages. Illustrations. Children's stories. Then, paper. Folded. Hidden deep inside. Yellowing. A letter. My name wasn't on it. But somehow, it felt like it was waiting for me. I unfolded it. The handwriting was elegant. Soft. Feminine. Claire. I knew instantly. My vision blurred before I even started. I read. If you are reading this, then I was right to be afraid. And if I am gone, then this letter is for the person who stayed when others ran. My hands trembled. I kept reading. I don't know your name. I don't know your face. But I believe you exist. Because my daughters need someone I may not live long enough to find. Someone kind. Someone patient. Someone strong enough to protect them. Not with power. Not with money. With love. A tear fell onto the paper. I wiped it quickly. Could barely see. Adrian stood completely still beside me. Frozen. I continued. Lily notices everything. She hides fear behind silence. Lucy feels everything. She hides pain behind noise. They will stop eating when they feel unsafe. They always do. So if they trust you enough to eat, please understand what that means. It means they gave you their hearts. Protect them. I covered my mouth. No. No way. She knew. She knew them exactly. Every tiny detail. I kept reading. My hands shaking harder. I worry about Adrian too. He loves deeply. But grief will harden him. Fear will make him controlling. He will think control is protection. It isn't. If he pushes everyone away, please make him listen. Even if he hates you for it. Especially then. Adrian shut his eyes. His jaw tightened. He couldn't breathe properly. Neither could I. The final section remained. I almost couldn't continue. Almost. Then I saw one line. And everything inside me stopped. The right woman will teach them to eat, laugh, and trust again. And when she arrives, please don't let fear make her leave. The page blurred. I couldn't see any more. Tears. Too many. Impossible. Impossible. Yet real. Painfully real. Lucy touched my arm. Small. Warm. Soft. We waited. I looked at her. What? Her voice shook. Mommy said someone would come. Lily whispered. She said we'd know. My chest tightened so hard I almost folded. How? Lily looked at me like the answer was obvious. Because you stayed. That broke me. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just completely. All the walls I built. Every defense. Every excuse. Cracked. Then collapsed. I spent months telling myself leaving meant strength. That walking away proved wisdom. That distance meant safety. But standing there, holding Claire's letter, looking at those girls, truth hit me. Leaving wasn't strength anymore. Not now. No. It was fear. Pure fear. Fear of trusting. Fear of loving. Fear of being hurt again. And suddenly I felt angry. At myself. At fear. At the version of me still letting old wounds decide my future. No. Enough. I was done. Done letting betrayal define every choice. Done living like love only ends in disaster. Done running before life could choose for me. I slowly stood. Turned. Adrian watched me. Tears in his eyes. No mask. No defense. Nothing hidden. Just raw emotion. He whispered, "I never knew about the letter." I believed him. I stepped toward him. He didn't move. Didn't assume. Good. I stopped inches away. His voice barely existed. "Are you leaving?" The old me would hesitate. Not now. I looked straight into his eyes. Steady. Clear. Certain. No. His breath caught. I continued. "I know what fear sounds like." Pause. "I lived with it." Pause. "I let it protect me." Another breath. "Not anymore." Tears slid down his face. He didn't hide them. Good. I placed Claire's letter in his hand, then touched his chest. Right over his heart. Wild heartbeat. Fast. Human. I whispered, "I'm done living in fear." His eyes broke. Completely. And just as he reached for me, the front door opened. A detective rushed inside. Face pale. Urgent. Breathless. He looked straight at Adrian. Then said words that changed everything. "We found Sophia." Pause. The detective swallowed. "She wants to talk." His expression darkened. "She says." My pulse spiked. The detective finished. "She says Claire had another child." I saw the ring box before he said a word. That was the problem. Because suddenly I couldn't breathe. It happened during dinner. Nothing dramatic. No orchestra. No fancy candles. Just us. Me. Adrian. Lily and Lucy. Home. That word still felt strange sometimes. Home. A year ago, this mansion felt cold enough to freeze anyone who entered. Marble floors. Locked emotions. Silence so heavy it made breathing feel loud. Now, Lucy was giggling because syrup had landed on her nose. Lily was trying to feed our dog broccoli like it was some secret mission. And Adrian was smiling. Actually smiling. Not the controlled, polished smile he used for shareholders and interviews. A real one. Soft. Unprotected. Human. That still did something dangerous to me. Because I remembered the man he used to be. And I remembered the man he fought to become. Trust didn't return all at once. It came in tiny moments. Morning coffee left beside my desk without asking. Him attending therapy even on the days he hated it. Him apologizing to the twins when he lost patience. Him listening. Really listening. The old Adrian solved problems by controlling them. The new Adrian sat in discomfort and stayed. That mattered. More than flowers. More than words. More than promises. Pain had changed both of us. But pain wasn't steering anymore. Lily suddenly grinned. Oh, that grin meant trouble. She pointed her fork at Adrian. "Daddy." Adrian raised a brow. "Yes." She leaned forward dramatically. "When are you marrying our nanny?" Silence. Complete silence. Then Lucy clapped. "Yes. Marry her." I nearly choked on water. "Lucy." "What?" she said innocently. "I want matching dresses." Adrian stared at them. Then at me. And something incredible happened. The billionaire looked terrified. I had seen this man handle billion-dollar negotiations without blinking. I had seen him face media storms, corporate collapse, criminal investigations. But this ruined him. I almost laughed. "Girls," he said carefully, "some questions are complicated." Lily narrowed her eyes. "Why?" He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. Nothing. I folded my arms. "This is entertaining." His gaze snapped to me. "Traitor." I lifted my glass. "Please continue." Lucy tugged his sleeve. "Do you love her?" Straight to the heart. Kids never missed. Adrian went still. The room shifted. The air changed. No jokes now. No escape. Lily looked between us. Waiting. I should have rescued him. Instead, I waited too. Because I needed to hear it. Not the polished version. Not the safe version. Truth. Raw. Messy. Real. Adrian exhaled. Then he looked at the twins. Yes. One word. No hesitation. Lucy beamed. Lily smirked like she'd won. Then Adrian turned toward me. And everything else disappeared. No mansion. No dinner. No sound. Just him. "I love her," he said again, quieter. His voice roughened. "I loved her before I understood what love actually required." My fingers tightened around the glass. He continued. "I thought love meant protection through control." A bitter smile touched his mouth. I was wrong. No performance. No rehearsed speech. Just truth. "I hurt you." His eyes held mine. "I doubted you when you needed me most." Pause. "I can't undo that." No, he couldn't. And we both knew it. But every day since then, he said, I've tried to become someone worthy of standing beside you. Not owning. Not leading. Beside. That word hit harder than anything. His hand moved toward his pocket. Ring box. There it was. Lily gasped. Oh my God. I laughed. Actually laughed. Adrian shot her a look. She covered her mouth. Sorry. He stood. Not smoothly. His chair nearly caught. Lucy snorted. Even I smiled. Good. Perfect. Messy was real. He walked toward me. Then stopped. Close enough for me to see his nerves. His hand shook. Adrian Hale. Shaking. Because of me. For once, he said softly, I don't want to persuade you. His voice almost broke. I don't want to corner you with emotion or promises. He swallowed. I just want to tell you the truth. His eyes glistened. And that undid me. I love you. Silence. I love the woman who fought for my daughters when I failed them. Silence. I love the woman who challenged me. Silence. I love the woman who taught this house how to feel alive again. Tears burned my eyes. No, not tears. Something warmer. Something lighter. Healing. Then he said the one thing I never expected. If your answer is no. He inhaled. I'll still be grateful you existed. That broke the last wall. Not because it was romantic. Because it wasn't possession. It was love without chains. Love with choice. The old Adrian would have demanded certainty. This Adrian offered freedom. And trusted me with it. My vision blurred. I thought about everything. My father leaving. The years I spent believing wealth corrupted everyone. The betrayal. The pain. Sophia. Fear. Survival. Then healing. I looked at the twins. They were holding hands. Watching like their lives depended on this moment. Maybe in some way they did. Then I looked at Adrian. Not the CEO. Not the billionaire. Just Adrian. A flawed man. A wounded father. A man who broke things. Then rebuilt himself piece by piece. Waiting. Terrified. Hopeful. Human. I realized something. Pain had changed me. But it didn't own me anymore. Fear had protected me once. But now, fear was the cage. And I was done living inside cages. I stood. Adrian tensed. I stepped closer. He stopped breathing. Good. Let him suffer a little. I touched his cheek. Warm. Real. I smiled. You know what your biggest problem is? He blinked. What? You talk too much when you're nervous. Lucy burst into laughter. Lily whispered, I knew she'd say yes. Adrian stared. Processing. Slowly. Dangerously slowly. I rolled my eyes. Then I grabbed his collar and kissed him. Hard. Decisive. Real. The twins screamed. The dog barked. Someone knocked over juice. Chaos. Perfect chaos. When I pulled back, Adrian looked stunned. Actually stunned. I rested my forehead against his. Yes, I whispered. His breath hitched. Yes. I smiled. Yes, Adrian. The tears he'd been holding finally fell. He laughed through them. And I understood something powerful. Sometimes karma destroys. Sometimes karma punishes. Sometimes karma forces monsters into the light. But sometimes, karma heals too. Sometimes the thing that almost broke you leads you home. Lily suddenly shouted. Wait. Everyone froze. She pointed at Adrian. You still didn't officially ask. Lucy gasped. She's right. Adrian stared at them. Then at me. Then groaned. I laughed so hard I nearly cried again. The twins crossed their arms. Lily raised a brow. Do it properly, Daddy. Adrian dropped to one knee. Ring box open. This time, no interruptions. No fear. Just love. Will you marry me? I smiled through tears. Yes. And for the first time in my life, the word forever didn't scare me. It felt like home.